We all have our daily routines. Brushing our teeth, washing our hands, they're the little things we do to stay healthy. But what about our digital lives? Well, there's a set of habits for that too, and it's called cyber hygiene. And honestly, it's just as crucial for keeping you, your data, and your business safe.
So let me ask you, straight up, how clean are your daily cyber habits? I mean, really think about it. Are we talking sparkling clean? Or could things use a little tidying up? Because that answer could mean the difference between being secure and facing a total disaster.
And look, if you're thinking this is someone else's problem, you might want to think again. A wild 80% of small business owners say they've seen their own employees doing risky things, like sharing passwords or just ignoring those update pop-ups. It's probably happening where you work right now.
All right, so here's our game plan. We're going to build a full-on cyber hygiene routine one step at a time. We'll kick things off with a daily checkup. Then, lock down your digital identity. Keep your systems healthy, get good at spotting scams, and wrap it all up by talking about how to build a secure culture.
So, Section 1, the daily cyber checkup. You might be wondering, why do these tiny habits even matter? It's actually pretty simple. The biggest, scariest security disasters almost always start with the smallest of mistakes. Think of this as your daily health check, but for your digital life.
And this is exactly what attackers are counting on. It's not always some brilliant, complex hack you see in the movies. Nope. Most of the time, it's just an unlocked door, a password that's too easy, an update that got ignored, or just one single careless click. Those are the doors we're about to learn how to slam shut and lock tight. All right, let's get into our first big habit, securing who you are online. Think about it like this. Your password, that's the lock on your front door. But multi-factor authentication, or MFA, that's the heavy-duty deadbolt you slide across when you really want to be secure.
I mean, just look at the difference here. It's night and day, right? On one side, you've got a password that a machine could guess in like a second. On the other, a phrase pass. It's long, it's weird, but it's memorable to you. And when you realize that more than 80% of all breaches come from weak passwords, making this one change is easily one of the most powerful moves you can make.
And if you need a real-world horror story, look no further than Dropbox. A huge breach that hit 60 million accounts. And you know how it happened? An employee just reused a password from another website. That's it. One weak link in the chain, and the whole thing came crashing down. That's why every single account needs its own strong, unique password.
But here is the amazing news. Even if a hacker gets your password, you're not done for, not even close. According to Microsoft, just turning on multi-factor authentication blocks 99.9% of these kinds of attacks. That simple second step, getting a code on your phone or using your fingerprint, it stops them dead in their tracks. It is a total game changer.
Still not convinced? Remember the Colonial Pipeline attack? The one that caused gas shortages all over the US East Coast? The hackers got in using one stolen password on an account that didn't have MFA turned on. It's just a massive real-world reminder of how absolutely critical that digital deadbolt really is.
Okay, so you've got your identity locked down. Awesome. Now let's talk about your devices and your data. The goal here is to build a digital immune system. You can think of software updates as the vitamins that fight off threats, and backups, well, backups are the emergency plan that makes sure you can recover if you ever do get sick. Let me tell you a quick and kind of chilling story. There was a major company and they had a serious security flaw in their system. The fix was out there. It was a simple security update, but for 2 whole months, nobody installed it.
The result of that delay? The infamous Equifax breach. The personal data of 147 million people was stolen, all because a routine update was ignored. That is the insane cost of hitting Remind Me Later. So from now on, when you see an update notification, just do it, right then and there.
And for those times when things do go wrong, because let's be real, nothing is perfect, backups are your ultimate safety net. The gold standard here is the 3-2-1 rule. It's super easy to remember. Keep 3 copies of your important data on 2 different kinds of storage, with at least one of those copies stored somewhere completely separate, like in the cloud.
So great passwords and up-to-date systems are fantastic, but hackers have another trick up their sleeve. They know that sometimes the easiest thing to hack isn't a computer, it's a person. And their favorite way to do that is phishing, tricking you with fake emails to get you to click a bad link. The #1 rule here is simple: don't take the bait.
And you know where this battle is being fought? Right in your inbox. An unbelievable 91% of all malware gets to you through email. That means pretty much every message that lands in your inbox is a potential threat. You've got to be vigilant.
So, what are the telltale signs of a phishing attempt? Well, look for these red flags. They almost always use urgent or scary language to rush you. They'll use generic greetings like "Dear valued customer." Often, the spelling and grammar are just off. And here's a big one. If you hover your mouse over a link, the web address that pops up doesn't match what the link says. Training your eyes to spot these is a superpower.
But can people actually get better at this? The data says, oh yeah, absolutely. Without training, something like 60% of people might click on a phishing link. But with regular, simple training, that number drops all the way down to 10%. Education isn't just a nice to have, it's a rock-solid offense. Now, all these habits are fantastic for you as an individual, but the real magic happens when you expand them to your whole team. Because when everyone practices good cyber hygiene, your people stop being a potential weakness and they become your greatest strength, a human firewall. And here's exactly why that matters so much. Nearly 70% of all security breaches have a human element involved. It might be a simple mistake, or it might be someone falling for a scam. So if people are part of the problem, they have to be part of the solution.
So, how do you actually build this culture? Well, it takes a few key things. You need regular, interesting training to keep everyone's skills sharp. You need a no-blame policy, so people feel safe to say, oops, I think I clicked something bad, right away. And you need leaders who walk the walk and show that security matters to everyone, from the top down.
When you really boil it all down, it comes back to that classic saying. All of these habits, the strong passwords, the MFA, the updates, the careful eye on your inbox, they are your ounce of prevention. And they're what will save you from having to find a pound of cure when it's already too late.
Okay, so I'm going to leave you with the most important question of all. Don't feel like you have to do everything all at once. Just pick one thing. What is the one small habit you are going to start today to make your digital life safer? Maybe it's turning on MFA for your main email account. Maybe it's downloading a password manager. Whatever it is, that one step is the beginning of a much more secure future.